Talent and career success are not the same thing. We are trained to focus on talent, on those acting classes, the technique, the training, the performance. But literally no one teaches rejection resilience, emotional regulation, self-trust, consistency. Talent gets you in the room, but your relationship with yourself determines how long you stay there. Hey, Unstoppable Actor. Welcome to the Unstoppable Actor Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Meg Salisbury, actress, model, and mindset coach for actors. This podcast is all about the inner work behind building a sustainable acting career. Because while talent matters, the inner work you do behind the scenes is just as important as the work you do on camera or on stage. The way you think, the habits you build, and the courage it takes to keep showing up, even in the face of rejection, shapes the careers we create. Each episode, you'll explore practical mindset tools, honest conversations, and the habits that will create real momentum in your acting career. If you're ready to strengthen your mindset and keep moving forward, you're in the right place. Let's get to work. Welcome back to the Unstoppable Actor mini-series. In this series, we're talking about self-trust, confidence, rejection, emotional resilience, nervous system safety, and what it actually means to build a sustainable acting career from the inside out. Today, we are talking about talent. Talent isn't your problem. It's not your problem. I need to tell you something that would have made me very annoyed a few years ago. I've met actors who were incredible. Everyone thought they were going to make it. Everyone thought they were destined for major success, for fame, for movie deals. And then they disappeared. They quit. They burnt out. They stopped showing up. And have you noticed that the most talented person isn't always the one who builds the longest career? Talent and career success are not the same thing. And as actors, we are trained to focus on talent, on those acting classes, the technique, the training, the performance. But literally no one teaches rejection resilience, emotional regulation, self-trust, consistency. Talent gets you in the room, but your relationship with yourself determines how long you stay there. Now, the industry, it rewards consistency more than perfection. There is a big difference between the actor who auditions 200 times than the actor who auditions 10 times and quits. Because that's where momentum comes in. Because that actor who's auditioned 200 plus times has built momentum. They've built a life closer to reps if they don't have one. And they've built confidence by surviving experiences. Because confidence isn't built by thinking, it's built by surviving experiences. And every actor, they want confidence, they want magnetism, but very few actors want the repetition required to build it. There is a hidden cost of needing consistent proof. If you are somebody who's needing callbacks to feel talented, or bookings to feel successful, or praise to feel confidence, then what happens on the days when none of those things show up? This is where actors collapse because they don't trust themselves. They trust evidence. If confidence only exists when things aren't working, then that's not confidence, that's reassurance. There have been many times throughout my career up to this point where I've thought about quitting. One time in particular was when I had started really taking acting seriously. There was a period where I didn't take it seriously. I was really taking acting seriously. I got to this point where every rejection was so painful that I thought that maybe I wasn't emotionally equipped to do this job. That maybe this, because it was so painful, it wasn't worth it. And my thoughts also were maybe I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. Acting has been a very big evolutionary process for me. It started off as an opportunity to just be somebody else for 45 minutes or 3 hours or however long acting class or practice was. And over time, it's shifted from escapism to expression of who I am, expression of what I bring to the table, expression of art. And every artist goes through that phase where they question, is their art worth it? But the more that I auditioned, the more these little wins would pop up. I remember in that time that I was really considering quitting, that I had submitted for an agency with no expectation of hearing anything back. And then I got that email saying, hey, we're interested in adding you to our talent roster. Would you come in for a meeting? And I got a little glimpse of hope. And every time I did more and more auditions, little glimpses of hope would happen more often until I didn't need little glimpses of hope to know that I was on the right path and that this was the right place for me to be. Believe me, I know what it feels like to be on the crux of quitting because you're not sure if you can handle it emotionally, physically, or mentally. But here's the thing. You can't out-train self-doubt. You can't out-train it. Taking more classes doesn't out-train self-doubt. Gathering more information doesn't out-train self-doubt. Looking for the next thing that will make you finally feel ready doesn't out-train self-doubt. If you find yourself currently trying to out-train self-doubt, you are trying to solve an internal problem with an external solution. And we've all done this. But what if you are already more ready than you think? Imagine a world where you can trust your instincts, you can let go of your training and just feel, where you can walk into an audition without trying to prove yourself, where you can just perform because you love acting and you love performing, not because you're trying to earn some worthiness. The goal isn't to become talented enough. The goal is trusting that your talent is already there. And this is one of the reasons why Unstoppable Actor exists, because most actors don't need another place to learn how to act. They need a place to learn how to trust themselves while they're acting. What if the next breakthrough in your career, it isn't more talent? What if it's learning to stop questioning the talent that you already have? Something to think about. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Unstoppable Actor Mindset. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with a fellow actor who might need to hear it too. If you'd like to keep exploring these ideas, you can listen to more episodes of the podcast, read deeper reflections on the Unstoppable Actor blog, or follow along on social media at Meg Salisbury Creative, where I share more tools and behind-the-scenes moments of life as an actor. And if you want these conversations delivered straight to your inbox, you can also join my email newsletter, The Unstoppable Actor Insider. As an insider, you'll be the first to hear about updates or special offers or new resources designed to support your acting career. And don't forget, the inner work you do behind the scenes is just as important as the work you do on camera or on stage. Next booking, watch out, because here you come.